I promise you, after watching this video, going from zero to first client with Code Loom Outreach is going to be crystal clear for you. Because I remember how it felt watching the cold outreach experts talk about the best techniques and the whatnot to get your first client, when in reality I never ever got a positive reply yet. And those people at that moment were sending dozens and dozens or thousands and thousands of outreaches per day, and so their advice wasn't really a good fit for me. But that's why in today's video I'm going to show you exactly what kind of Loom outreach I set to get my first $500 per month client. And after that, I'm going to pinpoint for you the 3 biggest mistakes that it is in that Loom video. And after that, I'm going to show you a fill-in-the-blank template that you can use and record after watching this video and send out for people so you can book your first call. And of course, I'm going to talk to you about a secret that no one really teaches, which allowed me to go from my first client to now booking multiple calls per day using the same Loom outreach technique. So here is my first Loom, and this is the video. It's 2 minutes and 27 seconds. I recorded this personally. This is not in the same room I am right now. This was in my family house, and here's the exact transcript and a bunch of shit. But now I'm not going to watch this because it's gonna take a bunch of time and you guys are not going to learn from that. But if you guys go and check the second link in the description, you're guys going to get into this Miro board, and from this Miro board you can guys open up this exact Loom and you can watch it. I'm not going to gatekeep anything from you. But let me actually pinpoint the 3 big mistakes I made in this Loom, which made my journey much harder to getting my first client. So when you guys are going to have your fill in the blank template, then you guys are much quicker going to get your first booked call. So I was really needy, and the problem with being needy is that your energy in the video comes off that I'm just sending this video because I want to make money, not that I want to help the other person on the other side of the screen. And what this leads to is people don't want to reply, people don't want to talk to you, people don't want to even book a call with you. So for example, in the Loom, I said this sentence, which is, "Oh, how am I different from all the copywriters who already promise you a highly converting sales page?" Well, why the heck would I say something like this? Because I am needy. I just want to differentiate myself in some shape or form. And what this leads to is the other person sees through this. Now, of course, thankfully, I got a client from this, but right now I wouldn't make this mistake again. So be aware of this, guys, because if you're saying sentences and words in your Loom, which is only goal is to get the prospect to decide to work with you, they are going to see through that and they don't want to start working with you. Rather, you have to format every single sentence or every single word where it differentiates and it builds trust without you forcing that onto the prospect. And I'm going to give you specific examples on how I've done this in the fill in the blank script that you guys are going to have. But now let's talk about the second mistake, which was being complex. And the problem with complexity is that confused minds don't buy. So if you know that you want to sell, let's say, a sales page to the prospect, if you explain how you are going to create a sales page, they are going to be confused because they don't know how to do a sales page. And what that leads to is they are confused how this would look like and they're never ever going to buy. So all the time you have to be focusing on how are you going to say the words or how are you going to say explains things, which is simple and understandable, and it focuses on the benefits of the client and not the specific details of whatever you're explaining at the moment. So for example, in my Loom here, I explain that I'm going to create a highly converting sales page for them. Then I ask the question, well, how am I different than all the other people that person already seen? And then I start to talk about how I read hundreds of books. Then I explain the fact that they don't have to worry about being salesy or scammy because it's 100% ethical. So this just doesn't make sense. Like, Robert, decide what you're trying to do here. Either trying to explain how are you going to create their sales page, or try to explain how you're unique, or just make sure it flows well. Because if you do this, as I've done it in my Loom, where firstly you talk about, hey, highly converting sales page, second is how am I different, and then they don't have to worry about being salesy or scammy, it just doesn't flow well. And that's when the person can be confused. So you have to look out for this. But now let's talk about what is the first thing that is a huge mistake which I've done and you shouldn't do it. And that is being unaligned. So the video doesn't feel personal, even though I recorded it and I recorded it for one specific person. It's not aligned with what they want to hear. And that's what you need to learn if you want to close as many clients as possible. Because who you are talking to is the only person you need to focus on, and you only need to say those words which align with that person to close them. And this is actually similar to the complexity issue, because if someone is confused, they're not going to buy. But if someone doesn't feel like this is personal to them, there is no reason for them to go forward. Yes, you can be lucky that you land 1 or 2 clients, and I think that's what happened with me at the start. But if you align your copy, your stimuli, your Loom script with what the person wants to hear, they have no reason not to buy from you. And to just give a specific example, here at the start, I'm talking about how I'm going to give them the specific pre-written templates that they can use to copy and paste and have an increased digital product revenue. But then I'm talking about the question of why did I do this for them? And then blah, 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 blah. And it's just unaligned for the person who I'm reaching out to. Like, why would they freaking care? Yes, they would care about the pre-written templates. And yes, they potentially care about why I did that for them. But in reality, that's not what they want to hear when they click on a Loom like mine. And so if I would want to talk about what I've created for them, I wouldn't talk in this manner. And that's why I took the time to create for you guys a fill in the blank Loom template, so you're not going to have these problems. So let's go and talk about it. This is how the script template is looking like right now. And I'm gonna walk you through everything in this, and stay with me because you have to fill it in and you have to know how to fill it in correctly. So let's start. Firstly, what we are going to do is appreciate the viewer who just clicked on it, which is like, hey name, appreciate you checking out this quick video. Here you just simply say their name, nothing crazy. The second line, we are going to praise the viewer, which is going to be, hey, I just binged your content on X platform and truthfully, you got my attention so hard that I had to contact you. Now, what are we doing here is we're saying that they are very good at creating content without saying they are very good at their content. And this is where we are not needy anymore. We are not pointing out that, hey, your content is really good. We are saying that it actually got our attention and that's why I reached out, and that means that their content is actually good. And here you just simply have to fill in the platform. If you have got that client from IG, from YouTube, and here you just simply have to fill in the platform you got that prospect, that lead from. So for example, IG, YouTube, X, or whatever. And then you go to the next line, which is actually, there is 2 reasons why I'm recording this video manually for you. Firstly is to prove that I am not an AI, or this is not a cold email blast. Now, just to clarify why are you saying this is because right now, no one believes another person online. And that's why you need to be very aware on how are you saying things, or you actually explaining that you are not sending a cold email blast, you're recording this manually for them. And here comes the second reason, which is I might have spotted, and here comes the second reason, this is what you would say. Secondly, I might have spotted some places where improvements could be made, and because you're the exact type of person I would love to work with, I would bet that this can change your life. And here what we are doing is challenging the viewer. Because if we challenge the viewer, they have a reason to watch through the entire video. Now be aware guys that this line, if you're not doing it correctly, I would bet that this could change your life, can ruin people staying through the entirety of your Loom. And that's why there's going to be the fourth thing I'm going to talk about, which is the secret for you to make this work, okay? But stay with me until I'm going to go through the rest of the script. And the next thing is we have to reason basically what we are doing here and also give them the offer so they're interested in working with us. And what you say is that the reason I'm saying this is because I have a crazy offer for you, because, and here you say the offer. And let me give you an example. The reason I'm saying this is because I have a crazy offer for you, because I'm here to help you generate an extra 10 to 15K per month in the next 90 days with our done for you scripted YouTube template. This was an example. And as you guys can see here, I've written down how I think you should say your offer, because this is the easiest and this actually just works. You say a promise, you say a time frame, and you say a unique mechanism, just like I did. I'm gonna help you 10 to 15K per month profit, time frame 90 days, unique mechanism, done for YouTube script template, which I don't know what it is, but this was an example. And then you of course have to challenge them, and that's basically as the question, of course, why should you trust me on this? And this line is something, again, you could freak up and you could ruin your entire Loom, so stay with me please. And then the next line is basically going to be implementing credibility, which is either past work case studies, testimonials, whatever, or paying investment. You can check my old Loom for both of these because I have implemented past work and paying investment. But something a lot of people ask me is, Robert, if I never ever had a client before, I don't have case studies, how do I actually make this work? How do I implement my credibility? Because I've never quitted anyone. And there is no problem with that. That's why you use paying investment. And paying investment is the fact that, hey, I've done it so many times before that I know how to do it. Meaning that you have watched a bunch of content about it, read a bunch about it, did it for yourself for a bunch of time to test it. And if someone is actually a person who is looking for something like that, and you say, hi, I've done it like 1,000 times before even contacting you, they're going to be like, okay, then this guy must know something. There is a reason why I can work with them. And that's what you need to switch in your mind. The only reason we use credibility in a Loom outreach or any single place is to make other people trust us. So paying investment can replace that for you at the moment. And so you could say an example, well, because to be completely transparent with you, in the last year I have studied dozens of YouTube videos, specifically 1037, and I read through them line by line, analyzing why it is working so well, why it is working so well, why it is working so well. And because of the thousands and thousands of hours I spent doing this, I'm 100% confident I could blow up your next video if you would let me create it. And this is basically just an example for you guys. And here we have to switch from the credibility section to the actual steps or your unique mechanism. How does that work? And what you do is you say this transitionary line, which is, now let me explain exactly what I spotted, okay? Which can get you an extra $10,000 to $15,000 per month pure profit. So what you do is you transition with your offer promise implemented. Basically what you do is you transition with your offers promise implemented into the transitionary line, because that gives people a unique reason, again, to watch. And how you explain your unique mechanism is very simple. There is a step-by-step explanation of your offer. And here you simply explain what you want to sell them on. And this is the process that I love to do, which is problem, invert problem, show future, and benefit. And for example, if you would be selling funnels, you can say something like, you have amazing flow of traffic from your content, but they are not led to a unified place where you can sell them. And this is the problem. They have traffic, but no selling point. But if you would solve that, and this is the inversion of the problem, for example, with a sales page, this is a feature, you would have customers lining up to pay you money, and this is the benefit. And with this system, you can explain any kind of step in a format where the viewer would understand, okay, I understand the problem. Oh, I understand how to solve the problem. I understand the benefit of the problem. Oh, this guy knows something, one. And second, I have to trust this guy because he told me what's the problem and how to solve the problem. And that's why I absolutely love this system of explaining your step-by-step solution. And usually I like to break it down into 3 different steps. And you guys, if you have never done this, there is no problem. What you have to do is think about what's your offer, or what do you want to offer, and write down specific steps that your client or your prospect would need to take in order to get the result. And that could be anywhere to 5 to 15 steps, for example. And you just pinpoint the 3 biggest and most important ones that you can explain, and that is going to be your 3 steps. And when you have that, you just simply end the video saying, and look, if you're slightly interested in, you just restate your offer right here, then book a call with me in the top right corner. Anyways, thank you so much, and we will meet soon. And this is exactly how can you get your first client with this Loom script, because this is what I'm using right now. This is the same template, and it is booking me calls. And of course, throughout explaining the script, I outlined 2 sentences that if you say incorrectly, you're going to mess up everything with your Looms. So let's talk about that specifically, because this is a secret. If you don't know, your Looms are never going to convert. And what that is your tone. Because when it comes to Looms, most likely people are not going to buy from you because how good your thing is, because everyone is offering the same thing, but how much they fuck with you. And how can you make someone like you more? By implementing your tone and your personality as you're explaining. So let me give you an example. We have the same scripts on the left, on the right, but I'm gonna read it up with no tone and with tone so you can feel the difference. Hey Robert, I appreciate you checking out this quick video. I just binged your content on YouTube and truthfully, you got my attention so hard that I had to contact you. And actually there is 2 reasons why I'm recording this video manually for you. There is no tone here. If someone would open up your Loom and they would hear something like this, they just wouldn't buy. I know for a fact. But if you implement tone correctly, this is how it sounds. Hey Robert, I appreciate you checking out this quick video. I just binged your content on YouTube and truthfully you got my attention so hard that I had to contact you. And actually there is two reasons why I'm recording this video manually for you. Have you guys felt the difference without tone and with a tone? Who would you want to buy from? The person who just feels like, I don't care, no, this is the script, let me read it up and these sorts of things. Or the other person who's speaking with an enthusiasm. The person who's speaking that actually wants to work with you. Well, of course, you would buy from the second one. And that's why the secret for making your looms work is your tone. And how you master this is very, very simple. The first thing you do is you smile all the time. Because this is what I realized with myself. When I'm trying to record my loom, and if I don't force myself to smile, I'm not going to have the good tone. So let's look at this again. I'm not smiling and I read up a sentence. I just binged your content on YouTube and truthfully you got my attention so hard that I had to contact you. But if I force myself to smile and read it up like that, which is, I just binged your content on YouTube and truthfully you got my attention so hard that I had to contact you. I just naturally feel like I'm talking to a person who I already like and I feel like the other person is going to like me as well. And that's why, firstly, if you force yourself to smile while you're talking, it's going to allow you to speak with a tone which people actually want to buy from. Now, this requires a lot of practice because the first 300 looms I recorded for myself wasn't the really smiley like this version of Robert, but practice makes it work. And one thing you have to know is your mouth muscles, which makes you smile, is going to just wear down, is going to hurt. Or that was for me because I forced myself so hard to smile because I had to do this to get clients that it just hurt for me. But yeah, this is a side note. And the second thing that you do is you speak slowly and you speak fast and you just repeat this while you're reading the script. So let me give you another example. I'm gonna read up the script while smiling but not implementing slow and fast talk. Hey Name, I appreciate you checking out this quick video. I just binged your content on YouTube and truthfully you got my attention so hard I had to contact you. And actually there is two reasons why I'm recording this video manually for you. As you guys have seen, there is no switching in the pace. I'm not talking faster, I'm not talking slower, I'm just talking. And what this leads to is that even though if you're a good person, you're smiling, people are looking out and what this leads to, even if you're a good person, you're smiling and you look like someone they want to work with, you're just talking in such a repetitive way that people are not going to spend the time to watch your video. That's why you need to master talking faster and slower. So let me do it right now. Hey Robert, I appreciate you checking out this quick video. I just binged your content on YouTube and truthfully, you got my attention so hard that I had to contact you. And actually, there is two reasons why I'm recording this video manually for you. Have you guys felt the difference between going fast, going slow, and just playing with my pace as I'm reading the script or as I'm saying the words? Because then you can emphasize words that you want the other person to pay attention to, which leads to better comprehension of the viewer, and also you just become a more natural and interesting person. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. If you guys want to check out this thank you so much for watching this video. If you guys want to check out this Miro board, check the second link in the description. And also the third link is where you can work with me one-on-one as I coach you to get yourself clients from this Loom outreach system. See ya.